Imagine a famous rock band at the height of their success. Their music thrilled millions and their shows were legendary. At the center of it all was Van Halen, a name linked to success, innovation, and the intense spirit of rock and roll. However, the true story behind the scenes was much more complicated than what fans saw on stage. Today, Alex Van Halen shares his thoughts about bassist Anthony, whose time with the band was filled with struggles and tensions. Disagreements or disputes, Van Halen started as a close-knit group with a common goal. Michael Anthony played an important role in the band's sound, with his strong background vocals and steady bass lines in popular songs like Running with the Devil and Panama. Meanwhile, Eddie Van Halen's amazing guitar skills and Alex's powerful drumming often stood out. Michael's duets were a key part of the band's unique sound. However, as they became more famous, problems began to develop in their relationships, especially with Alex Van Halen was known for his strict work habits and strong dedication, which often conflicted with Michael's relaxed attitude. While Michael liked the benefits of being a rock star, Halen focused on hard work. Alex got upset because he thought people weren't taking music seriously. To him, music was a special art form, while for Michael, it felt more like a fun time. As the 1980s went on, tensions started to rise, and Alex and Eddie, who were key to Van Halen's sound, felt that Michael wasn't helping enough. Songwriting process. The Van Halen brothers were perfectionists, constantly adjusting every note and beat. In comparison, Michael had a more laid-back style, which created a conflict with their intense focus. Alex spent long nights in the studio carefully working on his drum tracks, while Michael was more relaxed and didn't seem as involved. To Alex, this felt like a betrayal of the band's purpose, and his frustration grew over time. In 1985, the situation worsened when Sammy Hagar replaced David. With Lee Roth as the new lead singer, the band experienced changes in their dynamics. Sammy and Michael became good friends and often teamed up against the Van Halen brothers, making Alex feel left out. Sammy and Michael would joke around and have fun together, while Alex and Eddie took things more seriously. This created a divide in the band, making Alex feel more isolated. The situation reached its peak in 2006, when the Van Halen brothers decided to replace Michael Anthony with Eddie's teenage son, Wolfgang Van Halen. For Alex, this was not just about family, it was also a way to take control of the band's direction. Fans were upset by this choice. Michael's backing vocals were as famous as Eddie's guitar solos. Alex felt betrayed when Michael left, but he understood the choice. He thought Michael wasn't contributing to the creative process, and was getting too close to Sammy Hagar. Michael Anthony felt very hurt when he was replaced. He saw it as a personal insult, which damaged his relationship with the Van Halen brothers. Michael's difficulties continued even after he left Van Halen. Although his friendship with Sammy Hagar provided some support, it also came with its own problems. Their band Chickenfoot faced comparisons to Van Halen, and critics accused Michael of just benefiting from Sammy's fame. These comments were hurtful to him. Michael's story. His best years were in the past. Michael received criticism for his part in Van Halen's creative work. While his live shows were well loved, people doubted his songwriting ability. This criticism reminded him of the disregard he often experienced from the band. Michael's skills were often overlooked because of the big personalities of Eddie and Alex Van Halen. It must be tough to be seen as the weakest part of the group. In a band famous for trying new music ideas, Michael's impressive rhythms and strong bass lines were essential to Van Halen's music, but he was often viewed as just a backup musician. The media described him as a dependable bassist, overlooking his real impact on the band's sound. His basic lines provided a foundation for the music, but his voice made the melodies shine. However, these efforts were often overlooked because of Eddie's impressive guitar skills and Alex's strong drumming. Michael's life outside of performances showed what kind of person he was. Ripped or damaged, he was a dedicated husband and father who wanted a stable life, but he was also a rock star, expected to embrace a wild and chaotic lifestyle. The constant touring and partying caused a gap between him and his family. Michael often felt guilty for missing important family times because he was busy with Van Halen. Fame was exciting for him, but it came with a high cost. Despite these difficulties, Michael stayed outwardly upbeat. The trademark traits are a friendly attitude and a relaxed manner combined. After leaving Van Halen, he faced criticism and was often underestimated. As he started his solo career, people often compared him to his former bandmates. Fans and the media frequently wondered if his new achievements were really his own or just a continuation of Van Halen's success. The praise he got was mixed, overshadowed by doubts that people talked about privately. Michael felt the pressure of these views while he kept up a positive attitude or appearance. Being underestimated hurt him deeply, and he struggled with it throughout his life. He worked hard to balance fame and family while trying to show his value. As Alex Van Halen thinks about his time with Michael Anthony, he sees a mix of differences. Michael's harmonies and bass were crucial to the band's success. But his laid-back personality sometimes clashed with the Van Halen brothers. Relentless pursuit of perfection, the stress wasn't. It's all about different styles of music. Alex faced a tough challenge balancing what people expected and how things were actually going. Being in a band like Van Halen meant they had to be perfect, and any mistake felt like it could harm their chances of success. Michael's legacy is equally complex. People admire him for his charm and what he brought to the band, but his journey included conflicts and times when he felt left out. His music was a key part of Van Halen's sound, but behind the scenes, there were arguments and miscommunications. Michael Anthony faced many personal and professional challenges while dealing with strong personalities in his band. Despite these difficulties, he stayed dedicated to his work and his fans, showing great strength. Like Van Halen, his legacy has both great successes and times of tension, with clear results alongside personal sacrifices. Michael's journey is a warning about there is a thin line between friendship and disagreement, as well as the sacrifices made while chasing fame. As we look back on Van Halen's impressive career, Michael's efforts are finally being recognized. His harmony, steady presence, and clear talent are celebrated by fans who see how much he has affected them. The road was tough, but his journey shows that ability and strength can shine even when facing challenges. Michael Anthony's story with Van Halen isn't just about their music. It's also about the personal struggles that come with fame, the challenges of working with others creatively, and the determination needed to follow your own path. Today, Michael is still making music, showing that his impact is not finished. His journey inspires others as he has faced difficulties and come out stronger, with a story that connects with people beyond just music.